I have a little bit of a reputation to completely scrap my ideas and start a fresh new save. But that is changing because I had started my forever save in the wrestling management game TEW IX, where I took control of 3 different wrestling promotions and created an alliance. And we are going to continue off of that right now. The results of High Water 3 was Myron Reed defeated Paco Gonzalez. Both were fairly inconsistent towards the middle there. I think it went a little bit long for both of them. Speaking of going long, Gringo Loco and Raul, I believe that's how you say it, Raul, got a 56 performance. Both of them were pretty tired towards the end. Nevea defeated 2D Lin. 2D Lin definitely did not do very well at all. We're going to have to look at some more options when it comes to the women because we don't really have any. And 2D Lin's definitely not the option, unfortunately. And then Joe Alonzo defeats Warhorse with a 45 performance. Overall show was a 47 performance, increasing our popularity in 18 regions. Let's go ahead and compliment, I think, Joe Alonzo, and let's compliment Myron. I know he didn't do perfect, but he definitely did well. And I want to get Myron happy. We lost $2,000, obviously, but we increased our popularity in throughout America and in Canada. I would take that as a win. Going into Metro Line Central Line 3, our sound system, though, used for the shows has gone AWOL. The live event can still go ahead, but there will be a small penalty to your overall show. That's not great, especially when we're trying to increase our popularity. We're going to have to do what we have to do. Also, this is probably not a great time, but actually this may help us out. I think it's too late, actually. I wanted to change our ticket prices, but we'll have to remember to do that afterwards because I just see that our ticket pricing is normal, and we want to make sure our ticket pricing is either free or nearly free because we want to attract as many people as we can right now because regardless, we won't be making money. So we got to make sure that we are getting people at least since we're not making any money. So next time we will be making sure that that is something we do. Metro Central Line starts off with Tracy Williams defeating LSG in a technical masterclass kind of match. This had a wrestling rating of 46, crowd rating 22, 7 rating of 51. I was a little bit worried. I couldn't remember if I did one last show or not, if technical masterclasses would work in this show, but they did, so I'm happy to see that. And Tracy Williams did a good job with a 55 performance. LSG did okay, but you can tell who is the bigger star of the two. And then we have Masada defeating Tommy Dreamer with a wrestling rating of 41, crowd rating of 28, summer rating of 43. I think it's time to move away from Tommy Dreamer. I love Tommy Dreamer, and I would love to have him around, but the problem with Tommy is his stamina. He can't perform 15-minute matches, and that's of course what this show requires. So it's unfortunate. We'll figure out something to do with him. Maybe I'll have him go to a different company, like CWA. Maybe I think that's what it's called, Central Wrestling Alliance Association. Yeah, CWA. See, trying to remember all these companies. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. Anyways, Alex Colon is out celebrating with his title, and then Brian Myers comes in and interrupts him and says that the only reason he has the Metro Line Championship is because he will never be good enough to win the TEW heavyweight title. This guy's a rating of 39. Alex Colon struggled with going on script, and obviously it showed. Not too worried. I'm probably only going to have like one promo a night on these kind of shows, so I'm not too worried. Hopefully they don't affect us too bad. Anyways, Janai Kai and Gia Scott defeats Layla Hirsch and Jordan Blade. Set a wrestling rating of 40, crowd rating of 20, summer rating of 44. Gia with a 31, Kai with a 42, Jordan Blade with a 35, Layla Hirsch with a 50. Layla Hirsch definitely one of the better women's here of the Alliance, so someone that we definitely got to keep a good eye on. And Janai Kai seemed off her game. That's unfortunate. One Manderson comes to Central Line to take on the Suburban Saviors, and they defend their TWA Tag Team Championships. This had a wrestling rating of 42, crowd rating of 24, summer rating of 46. Griffin with a 42, Pat Dynamite with a 43, Mr. Anderson with a 38, and one called Manders with a 46. Everyone did okay, except for Mr. Anderson definitely a lot lower than I wanted. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he can do better in the future. And then in our main event, Alex Colon defeats MV Young to make defense number 1 of his Metro Line title. This had a wrestling rating of 45, crowd rating of 27, sim rating of 46. Alex Colon with a 46 performance, MV Young with a 45. During this match, we also had Brian Myers on commentary to kind of stoke the flames a little bit. Brian Myers definitely has a little bit of an issue here with Alex Colon. And it's at an overall rating of 42. It increased our popularity in 18 regions, and it appeared worse because of our pre-show equipment problems, which we had already gone over. But I think definitely pretty good for the circumstances. Looks like outside of the world of the TWA, we have some, looks like big news here. The new owner of WWE is now Stephanie McMahon. I don't remember if I covered it or not, but Ari Emanuel died. So now, looks like Stephanie is both the owner and the booker. So she took over for Triple H. Is Triple H still... not titles. Triple H still with the company, I wonder? He is still there. He's just working as a road agent right now, so that's interesting. Interesting to see. We start off CWA Great Plains with, honestly, a stinker. I believe that this is not the people involved's fault. I could be wrong, though. But this, Bobby Stevenson defeated JJ Garrett. This was a technical masterclass, and this had a wrestling rating of 39, crowd rating of 23, summer rating of 34. Bobby Stevenson with a 40, JJ Garrett with a 37. JJ Garrett debuted his King of Swag gimmick. JJ was off his game. John Thorne was a poor road agent, and PJ Black was an awful referee. I think it's time we just make a little bit of an investment with the referee, because there's no local referees, but it's going to hurt us, I think, even more if we just don't make the decision to get a referee, because this, obviously PJ Black's not a good referee, but we don't have an option. We don't have any other option locally, so that's why I made him a referee. Yeah, and see this, great. Fatu and Vido defeated Gary J and Cappuccino Jones. Set a wrestling rating of 33, crowd rating of 20, semi rating of 30. Vido with a 32, Fatu with a 38, Jones with a 27, Gary J with a 35. Zilla was off his game. Gary J and Cappuccino Jones had zero chemistry. PJ Black was an awful referee. Next up, we have Big Swole defeating Alicia Fox with a wrestling rating of 34, crowd rating of 23, summer rating of 30. Big Swole with a 34, Alicia Fox with a 35, and then PJ Black was an awful referee. And then we have Alan Angels cutting a promo about PJ Black, talking about his attack on PJ Black last month. Basically just saying he wants control. PJ Black opened up this new company, and Alan Angels wants to be the man of the company. He wants to be in charge. And he feels that going through PJ Black will be the way to do that. And that had a semi rating of 29. Then afterwards, Brian Myers defeats PJ Black. During the match, we had interference from Alan Angels onto PJ Black. We also had an interference from Alex Colon on Brian Myers. Obviously, Brian Myers just got in a confrontation with Alex Colon last week in Central Line Wrestling. I can't remember what the name of the company is. Central Line was the show. I can't remember. Metro Line Wrestling. Oh my god, just bad blank. 3 companies at once. But Brian Myers makes defense number 2 of his TWA heavyweight titles. Obviously, this match wasn't very good. The conditions in CWA are very not good. This had a wrestling rating of 36, crowd rating of 28, summer rating of 34. Brian Myers with a 43. So Brian Myers continues to do really well. Definitely, I think he's a great option for our champion for, whoever knows how long. PJ Black was not good, but we advanced 2 of the storylines with this. John Thorne did poorly as a road agent, and Dig Myers was filling in for referee duties, and he did not do well either. Afterwards, though, Alex Colon attacks Brian Myers to end the night here at CWA Great Plains Proving Ground, and this had a summer rating of 53, 35 overall show. We increased our popularity in 18 regions. I'm curious let's go ahead and compliment Alex, and let's also compliment Brian Myers, because these two obviously had the best segment of the night. Curious to think how much better we did. So we actually did increase. Obviously, this is the lower quality show, just because, just in general, like not including the talent on it, but we're not as popular as the other two, I believe. So I guess we did okay for what our show is. That being said, though, we are going to make some new signings for this company to make things a lot better. Well, I'm not too sure why I didn't sign any referees before. I guess I just forgot, and then I convinced myself that there wasn't any available. So that is definitely my fault that we have not been doing well, because there clearly are referees available. So I'm not too sure. What about road agents? Let's see our situation with road agents here. And there's plenty of road agents. I mean, it's nice because we could dip into the same pot as FSW, which I think we should do, just so I know how everyone works. So we can offer a steel contract here. I think no need to go through this right now. I'll sign everybody, and then we will see who I got when we come right back. The CWA finally has some real referees. We got AJ Kissinger, Brian Gorey, Devon Campbell, and Gina Monty. For our road agents, we have Ace Steele, Jerry Lynn when he shows up here. I don't know if he's even showed up one show already. He's been here the whole time. Anyways, Ace Steele, Jerry Lynn, Joe Henning, and Rip Bison. Rip Bison is definitely the poorest one, I believe, or is it Joe? Yeah, it's definitely Rip. He's also the cheapest, so it's good to have a cheap option. And he's 31, so we can kind of train him up to be a good road agent. So that's why he's here. There is a new member here in the TWA, and that is Progress Wrestling. I wanted to do two things. I wanted to get a little bit of an international company. I wasn't necessarily going for the UK, but I wanted an international company. I also wanted to help rebuild a company, and Progress was not doing well. So I killed two birds with one stone. I now have an international company, part of the alliance, and we are also helping to rebuild another company. Anyways, we start this show off Progress 173, the first Progress in the TWA era, where Rio defeats Session Moth Martina. Rio makes defense number 2 of the Progress women's title. This had a wrestling rating of 44, crowd rating of 26, segment rating of 30. Rio with sustained chronic knee pain. I think, fingers crossed, I don't think that lasts very long. Rio with a 41 performance session. Moth Martina with a 47. The bout dragged in the middle there, and the locker room was unhappy with Session Moth Martina. There's a little bit spoiler in there. I won't say what the spoiler is, but anyways, Axel Tischer defeated Mark Haskins to make defense number 4 of the Progress Atlas title. This had a wrestling rating of 48, crowd rating of 28, segment rating of 50. Axel with the 52, Mark Haskins with a 44. And then we continue defending all of the tag team. I mean, all of the all the championships. Oh my God, that was hard to say. With Sunshine Machine defeating Crime and Punishment when TK Cooper pinned Dean Almark. I am losing my speech. This makes defense number 1 of the Progress Tag Team titles. Set a wrestling rating of 41, crowd rating of 25, segment rating of 45. TK Cooper with a 50 and Chuck with a 49. Both actually did really well. I'm actually really happy with that. Crime and Punishment aren't good as partners, so that's something I gotta do. I gotta go ahead and change that. I don't know if they are normally tag team partners or if the game made them. Obviously, we've been going for a few months in the game, so the game might have made them a tag team. I'm not sure, but regardless, it doesn't work. So we have a 10-man battle royale for the Progress Protest title. This is gonna be Paul Walter Hauser's last show here with Progress. His contract was coming to an end, and so he decided to put his title on the line in a 10-man battle royale consisting of Big Damo, Cara Noir, Charles Crowley, Charlie Sterling, Connor Mills, Gene Money, Man like Duress, I don't know, Mark Andrews himself, Paul Walter Hauser, and Simon Miller. And the winner of the match was Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is the new Protus title holder. Set a best rating of 49, crowd rating of 26, segment rating of 58. And then Brian Myers once again defends the TWA title. The first time the TWA title is on progress here, and he defends it against Josh Terry. This had a wrestling rating of 35, crowd rating of 18, summary rating of 39, Brian Myers with a 39, Josh Terry with a 31. And then we have Luke Jacobs and Ricky Knight come together in the ring, and it is official that next month at Progress 174, we will get Luke Jacobs versus Ricky Knight Jr. for the Progress World title, and this got a summit of 37. Luke Jacobs improvised well, but Ricky Knight did not. And in our main event, Leon Slater defeated Martin Kirby. This was a high spots match. Set a wrestling rating of 46, crowd rating of 25, segment rating of 52, Leon Slater with a 55, Martin Kirby with a 37. I would love to build up Leon Slater and make him one of our stars here in the TWA. More than just Progress. I'd love to have him everywhere, all over. And hopefully we don't lose him. Hopefully no one takes him, signs him to an exclusive deal like AEW or WWE. My feeling is that's going to happen in real life. Hopefully I can beat them to it, though. We will see. But anyways, that was our show. And our first ever time controlling Progress. We got a 52 overall rating, increased our popularity in the Awana region. I'm not sure how that is compared to the average, but let's go ahead and let's compliment Leon Slater. Oh, who else had a really good performance? It's the worst part, is trying to remember who performed well. I have such a poor memory. Let's go ahead and actually compliment Rio to get her morale up a little bit after that injury. Injuries happen, so 55 days, so that's going to be a little bit, almost 2 months. She may be back, not the next show, but the show after, I believe she'll be back then. Yeah, she will, because this is before the last month of October, so she'll be back in our October show. Can be worked through, but I'm not going to risk losing her to a worse injury. So, and we lost a lot of money. That's not good. We need to make money. We increased our popularity in Southern England. I actually did not look at the contract situation. I believe Paul Walter Hauser was the only one that was like a lot, I believe. I also need to go into the merchandise and also check out the broadcasting, something I definitely should have done before, but being said, you can't change the past, so you can only change the future.
Hey, quick question. Do you want more from Mindset TEW? Then it's time to join the Mindset TEW Elite Membership Program. This isn't just another subscription. It's a badge of honor for the real ones who want to support the channel and get rewarded while they're at it. When you become part of the Elite, you get access to early videos before they drop publicly, exclusive members-only content made just for you, content from the vault, those discontinued uploads you can't find anywhere else. And on top of that, you get custom loyalty badges that evolve the longer you're Elite, and emojis you can flex in live chats, premieres, and comments. It's more content, more access, and more connection with the Mindset TEW community. So, if you've been rocking with the channel, if you love TEW, the strategy, the passion, the mindset, this is your moment. Click that join button to take your seat in the locker room with the best of the best. Welcome to the next level. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Mindset TEW Elite.
We had absolutely no broadcasting, so that was not even on. That was not televised anywhere. Can we do TV? We can be on it. We can be on YouTube, which is better than nothing. Let's go ahead and make a deal. It's unfortunate that this last show was not on TV or not, filmed at all, not available anywhere. I was not paying attention, and that is my bad. They don't want. Let's do a 6-month deal, and then a late night. So we can do 100% to company. That is good. There we go. We are now on YouTube in the UK. Only in the UK, which does not make a lot of sense. It is what it is. Merchandise. We're actually ahead of schedule with merchandise because this is a already been running company. It's been around for a long time. So we're already a level 5, which is really good. I think that'll be a good money maker here for us to try to get, pick up the pieces again. Let's hope. Not having Paul Walter Hauser's contract is definitely going to be a good thing. Yeah, so our top contract is Miko Setamura. And I think she's just a road agent, right? Which road agents are obviously good. But I don't know if I don't think she's really worth the money. So I'm going to let her go. It's unfortunate. I don't really want to, but 400 a show, like if she's on every show, 400 a show just for a road agent's not great. And you're looking at my recordings. So yeah, that's like the only other super big one. Dan Reed, we don't really need him, do we? What's his ratings? Dan Reed, 60 and 55. I was looking at, I didn't check his actual stats, but is it Dave Bradshaw? He's lower. He's also cheaper. I think I'm going to offer him a contract just because he's not that much cheaper though. I guess he's like 100 less. He's 100 less and about 10 levels under. I'm going to do it. We need to save money, and commentary is not super important right now. So I don't know, I think he's been here for a long time, but we got to do what we got to do. We got to make some changes to get some money. And plus he's got a gloomy personality anyway, so that is whatever. And then we got Mark Andrews. Obviously I believe that he's worth keeping. SoCal Val, what's her deal? She's another commentator. She's got 6 colors. So if we have Dave Bradshaw as the play-by-play and her as color, I think that'll be okay. Unless I can find someone different. She's a professional, so she's not going to ruffle any feathers, which is good. Let's look at color commentators to hire. Where are we at? I guess I should check that first. I don't even know what place in the world we are. Southern England. I knew we were in England, so I already see in the comments, don't tell me that it was in England. I knew that. So let's look for somebody near Southern England and see if we can find someone cheaper than her, but close enough. Based in Southern England. So we got Danny Garnell. He's a 48. He's 180. Dean Ayers, 46. He's a 160. Dean is the cheapest. He's a prickly personality, though. I think I'm just going to pass, and we'll keep SoCal Val. We also do need a referee, because I had to compromise, and I made, during that Battle Royale, I made a wrestler, I can't even remember who, a referee, and it worked, apparently. Surprise. I guess you don't really need a referee in a Battle Royale, though, so maybe that's why it worked. But yeah, we need some backup referees. We only have one, and of course, there's no referees near here. Wait, based in, let's do near Southern England. Let's do that. Let's see. Near Southern England. Please be somebody. So we got Des Robbins. He's a 58. Hugh Jenkins, 48. Scarborough. Let's get Des, and we'll get Tom as well, because these are the 2 top guys here. Sorry, Hugh. There's no heat on Hugh, but I don't think I need 4 referees. Frequently during this series, I want to give roster checks so everybody knows who's supposed to be on what roster. It's going to get kind of confusing throughout because 4 different companies, 4 different rosters. So I want to make sure that I show up the rosters frequently so you know the situation here. So on 5 Shores Wrestling, we have Ace Steel, Crowbar, Dan Perch, Gabriel Sky, Golden Dragon, Gringo Loco, Heather Reckless, Isaiah Bronner, Joe Alonzo, Junior Benito, Kayla Cassidy, Malcolm Monroe III, Matt Rhodes, Mr. Danger, Myron Reed, Nevaeh, Peco Gonzalez, Rachel Armstrong, Ren Jones, Rosie Jones, Shark Boy, Sierra, Tootie Lynn, Tristan Thigh, Val Capone, and Warhorse. On Metro Line Wrestling, we have Alex Colon, Billy Starks, Brian Myers, Facade, Gia Scott, Griffin McCoy, Janai Kai, Jordan Blade, Carissa Rivera, Casey Navarro, Layla Hirsch, LSG, Lucky Haskins, Mary Lee Rose, Masada, Masha Slamovich, Matt Stryker, Midas Black, MJ Jenkins, MV Young, Nevaeh, Pat Dynamite, PJ Drummond, Promise Braxton, Sean Maluda, Shane Douglas, Shay McCoy, Neves, Tommy Dreamer, Tracy Williams. On CWA, we have One Called Manders, AJ Kissinger, Ace Steele, Alan Angels, Aaliyah James, Alex Kane, Alicia Fox, Big Swole, Billy Starks, Blake Christian, Bobby Flaco, Bobby Stevenson, Bork Torkelson, Brent Oakley, Brian Gore, Cappuccino Jones, Carson Drake, Chase Holiday, Crash Jackson, Daniel Vidot, David Finley, Devon Campbell, Dick Myers, Gary J, Gina Monty, Hoodfoot, Jerry Lynn, JJ Garrett, Joe Henning, Jay Rowe, Mr. Anderson, PJ Black, Rip Bison, Shaza McKenzie, and of course, Zilla Fatu. And on Progress, we have Alexis Falcone, Axel Tischer, Big Damo, Bullet, Kara Noir, Charles Crowley, Charlie Sterling, Chuck Mambo, Connor Mills, Dave Bradshaw, Dean Almark, Des Robinson, Emerson Jane, Gene Money, Josh Terry, Kenji, Kid Lycos the Second, L.A. Taylor, Lana Austin, Lee McGator, Leon Slater, Lizzie Evo, Luke Jacobs, Malik, Man Like Duress, Mark Andrews, Mark Haskins, Martin Kirby, Masahige Yoshizawa, Nina Samuels, Paul Robinson, Rio, Ricky Knight Jr., Sean McLaughlin, Session Moth Martina, Simon Miller, Sky Smithson, SoCal Val, Tate Mayfairs, TK Cooper, Thomas Scarborough, Will Cruz, Yu Awada. And I'm still going to be working on the rosters, of course. People are going to be signed, people are going to be let go, but this is where we stand right now. Obviously, like I said, throughout, people will come and go from other companies as well, mainly around the world titles, like the women's, the TWA men's title, the TWA women's, and the TWA tag team titles. So we will have people come and go from other companies as well, but those are the rosters as of now for these shows. Central Line begins with Janaya Kai defeating Big Swole. This had a wrestling rating of 38, crowd rating of 27, and a segment rating of 43. Janaya Kai with a 43 performance. Big Swole with a 34. After the match, Heather Reckless and Janaya Kai both gang up, attacking Big Swole to the point where she is wheeled off on a stretcher. This had a segment rating of 38. And then we have MV Young defeating Masada in a hardcore match. Set a wrestling rating of 49, crowd rating of 25, segment rating of 49. Masada with a 51, MV Young with a 46. Then we have Casey Navarro defeating Pat Dynamite in a high spots match. This had a wrestling rating of 40, crowd of 22, segment rating of 42. Casey Navarro with a 39 performance, Pat Dynamite with a 40, and then Casey Navarro was off his game. Ken Broadway teams up with Tommy Dreamer here to defeat Facade and Sean Maluda. This had a wrestling rating of 40, crowd rating of 19, segment rating of 46. Tommy Dreamer with the 34, Ken Broadway with a 38, Sean Maluda with the 36, Facade with a 53. Kenny only said he carried the match. That was incredible. I need to keep that in mind for future reference. Facade and Sean Maluda actually did well together, which is interesting to see. They're both unimportant people, so I just put them together to lose. But maybe there's a future in these two guys together. Okay. During this, we had a Tommy Dreamer gimmick change. It's really not too much different. It's just he's just Tommy Dreamer. I still want to keep him around, and I think tag team may be his future, because just he's not able to go as well as he could, he used to. But I'm still trying to keep the ECW feel a little bit alive here in the tri-state area, and Tommy Dreamer is a great person to have involved with that. And in our main event, Tracy Williams defeats Alex Colon to win the Metro Line title. During the match, there was interference from Brian Myers, who has been just pestering Alex Colon for weeks now. But this had a rest rating of 49, crowd rating of 31, segment rating of 52, Alex Colon with the 53 performance, Tracy Williams with a 44, leaving the show tonight with a new Metro Line champion. And after the match, we have Alex Colon taking out Brian Myers. Alex Colon has had enough, and this was the last straw here for Alex Colon, taking out Brian Myers, the TEW champion. This had a wrestling rating of 59 to end our show here. Overall rating of a 51. We increased our popularity in 18 regions. Let's go ahead and compliment Alex. He did a really good job, and let's also compliment Facade. Both guys that did really well today. We made $1,000. So Metroline, I mean, this is the company right here. This is the good one. We're killing it here with Metroline Wrestling. God damn it. I knew it was happening, but I didn't think it was going to happen this soon. Mr. Anderson is retiring. That's unfortunate. I definitely had fun with him. He wasn't the best, but it was Mr. Anderson. Fortunately, I think he can transition really well into a manager, maybe one man, whatever his name is, one called man, still will never be able to say his name correctly. Maybe that'll be a good duo with him as a manager. It's unfortunate, but like I said, I mean, it was bound to happen. He's 49 years old, so good for him retiring.